Welcome to River Bottom. I hope you like mud. And oh, here's your first tavern. Bit of a fixer-upper, it seems. There's much to do before opening the doors. But where to start? First things first, teaching you how to teach yourself. A checklist on the right side of your screen would certainly be handy. Hovering your cursor over things like checklists can bring up helpful tooltips. Why don't you try it? Phenomenal work! You mastered tooltips, and thus the secret to mastering the whole game. Now, why not use the camera controls to take a look around? Splendid observing. One could say that makes you quite the looker. If this was a story about a garbage dump, you'd be set. But that rubble may deter tavern patrons. Clean it up, won't you? Excellent. That dangerous unfinished floor underneath has a certain rustic charm, but we can do better. Build a tap room. Every room needs a door, otherwise it's a coffin. Grim. Onwards! The tap room is ready. But you're missing a tap. Select it in the build menu, but don't place it yet. Is that the angle you want? Try rotating it a bit before placing it. Nice to see things from all angles, isn't it? Now, place that tap wherever you like. People like a place to lean while they order. A bar counter is optimal. Let's build one. Good. Of course, tavern keeping isn't all gossip and picking furniture. There's hard work to be done as well. Let's just hire someone to do that part for you. Really? Based on those qualifications? Are they a friend of yours? Never mind, it's time to buy drinks. The travelling merchant will be here soon. Click on him when he arrives. You can hurry him along with the game's speed controls if you like. Excited to tap that barrel? Select the tap you installed to assign your new beverage to it. Bars are great for a quick drink, but tables allow patrons to settle in and stay a while. Try building one. It's a bit plain. Why don't I show you the design mode? Decorating your tavern truly makes it your own. Even a humble table becomes an empty canvas ready to transform. You might decorate it with something simple, perhaps place a centerpiece. But why stop there? You can change and tweak every element according to your mood. Ooh, feeling romantic? And you needn't stop at simply decorating. You can design anything you can imagine, piece by piece. Go wild! For now, let's try something simple. Select a piece from the design mode and combine it with the table. You'll have hundreds of options as a tavern keeper, but let's start with 3. That's an interesting choice. Well, there's no accounting for taste. That's enough decorating for now. You've accomplished quite a bit. Perhaps you should save your progress? Did it save properly? I can't see. Hold on, I'll scoop my candle a little closer to the storybook. Oh! I caught the page on fire. The story is burning. Quick, load your save file. Look, everything is fine again. No need to reload for every little fire. I was just having a bit of fun. Narrator humor, you see. One last thing, the stories. A glowing golden book means someone or something has a tale to tell. See, there's one. Click on your tap, won't you? What sort of narrator would I be without a storybook? This is mine. It's a bit magic, you see. The stories inside are your stories, and they follow your choices. There will be quite a lot of stories to tell, all centered in your tavern. You'll find them as little books hovering above characters, items, or locations. Would you like to see how they work? As you can see, your choices progress the story. Simple. Skill choices, however, are a little more complex. The results are determined by your character skills, the difficulty, and a bit of luck. The story continues whether you succeed or fail, and failing is just as fun, sometimes more so. Still, I know even a fun failure can feel like a failure. Don't worry, you can retry spins if you don't like the result, but do be sparing with those respins. If too many build up, we may run into trouble. Well, the issue is with causality altering... Wait a second. Using your wits to ply me for more information, eh? Yes, okay, you got me. There is more to it. Let me explain. Nothing truly bad will happen to you if you fail a spin. More or less. It depends on your definition of bad. Anyway, don't worry about it. But respins resist the natural course of events, and tinkering with cause and effect can cause things to go a little pear-shaped. No need to go into it now. You'll have to wait and see. That's choosing chaos for you. Feel free to explore stories and go with your gut. There are no wrong or right answers. There's only the path you choose. I can't wait. To make skill rolls, you will, of course, need skills. I wouldn't dream of choosing those for you. It's up to you to decide what best represents your strengths. Quickness of wit or hands, depth of knowledge, or simply charm. All settled? Well, you know you best. We'll see how that plays out along the way. That's the end of my little tutorial. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Where would a story be without a narrator? Now, open those doors. You have a tavern to run. Now wait for a patron and your staffer will tend to them. It's smooth sailing from here, relatively. Closing time. Off hours are a good opportunity to manage rooms and furnishings, or you could simply speed up the clock. The dawn of a fresh day. The opportunities are endless, so long as no one comes to throw a wrench in the works. As your tavern grows, so must your payroll. With the second employee, your business has evolved from a dubious shack to a reputable service establishment. A severe-looking human woman in a pressed suit enters your tavern. She sweeps her gaze across the tap room and approaches the bar with confident, efficient strides. How rustic! 1 mug of your finest beverage. You slide the mug across the counter and hold out your hand for payment. The woman presses a crisply folded sheet of paper into it instead. My name is Dorothy Chadius, guild representative. You have been served. Notice of official censure by the guild for operating an unlicensed tavern. Did you think you wouldn't be caught? We saw your deed filed. It's a matter of public record. She taps the seal on the folded document. It's all in here. The rules, your transgressions, and the consequences. The woman slaps a badge down on the countertop with a tight, proud smile. I'm a representative of the Tavern Keepers Guild. We oversee all the taverns in the land. She lifts her chin, gazing reverently into the distance. People rely on I have registered you as a guild applicant. The first step to move your application forward is to earn a 1-star ranking for your tavern. She drops a large, crisply folded map on the counter. This map shows the locations of reputable distributors of food and drink. Take this as well. She places a beautiful crystal bottle on the table beside the map. It's filled with golden, frothy liquid. She gestures to the bottle. This is a tavern elemental, a provisional advisor of a sort. She's agreed to work with you full-time if your membership is approved. A small figure forms in the swirling liquid and waves cheerfully at you. They know everything there is to know about the business. This one's name is Hops, I believe. Yes, it is a bit intrusive, but it's to your benefit. Do try to get along and keep your ears open. She leans down to the level of the bottle and fixes the little elemental inside with a piercing stare. It stares. Dorothy favors you with another tight smile and reaches out to shake your hand. Her grip is firm and dry, like her personality. Best of luck to you in the application process. Attain a 1-star rating, and we'll be in touch. As she strides away, it occurs to you that she never paid for her drink. On the counter, Hop swirls around in her bottle to give you a big thumbs up. And so the long arm of bureaucracy has found you even in the depths of the swamp. At least you've made a friend.
I haven't advised anyone in ages. This'll be fun. Our drinks have earned a 1-star.
A scruffy young man with a friendly face and ink-stained hands peers around the taproom. He scratches some notes on a scroll with a tattered quill, then sidles up to the bar and flashes an ingratiating smile. Hello! Would you happen to be the owner of this tavern? The name's Jefferson, ace reporter. I'm looking for front-page material for our next Gazette, and I was hoping to ask you about your tavern. On the record, of course. The scroll in his hands trembles with excitement as the young man puffs out his chest. The Bayou Chronicle. It's the #1 source for River Bottom's biggest headlines. At least it will be soon. It doesn't have many readers yet, but all the big cities have their own paper. Why shouldn't we? His chest deflates in a sigh. All I need is a juicy story. Really? A wave of relief washes over his face, but he squashes it quickly. That is to say, I knew I'd get the scoop. Let's see here. He chews the tip of his quill and scans over his scroll with a furrowed brow. Right. As everybody knows, this tavern has been vacant ever since the previous owner sank in a freak quicksand accident years ago. How do you come to own the place? I don't know. Local statutes are a little fuzzy on that kind of thing. Ooh, maybe I should write a story about the flimsy local real estate laws. Jefferson scribbles rapidly. The important thing is you've got the doors open. What's your business strategy going forward? Jefferson thumps a fist on the bar. Darn right! You and me, we're two of a kind, my friend. They might say you're out of your depth, Jefferson, and a swamp can never support a daily periodical, Jefferson, but we know better. Oh, hurtful? There's an awkward silence as he scratches something that looks like potential friend off his parchment. Apparently, having exhausted his line of questioning, he rolls the parchment closed. Well, that's all I have. Thanks for your time. I'll be off. This story isn't going to write itself. That's the job of an ace reporter. Jefferson stuffs the scroll into his jerkin, dramatically raising his quill and waving it above his head. To the presses!
We've dipped into the red.
Well, now your story is out there. People across the land may be reading all about you as we speak. Exciting. Intrusive. A 1-star rating! Already you're rising in the world. I'm sure the guild doesn't give those out to just anybody.
We should find a variety of shops on the map. They can deliver what we need.
What have we here? A tavern of this calibre must have the tastiest brews in Riverbottom. A stout man in a stained apron stomps up to the bar. His bushy grey eyebrows obscure his eyes, but do nothing to soften the voice reverberating from his broad-barreled chest. He seems human, but you'd swear from his stride that he has some dwarf in his lineage somewhere. It's a It surely was last time I checked. He chortles good-naturedly, laughing it off, but surreptitiously wipes a bit of sweat from his brow. Yes, indeed. The name is Joe Townman, as sure as swamp rats are damp. That isn't important, though. What's important is your selection of beverages. Yes. Joe licks his lips as he surveys your tap setup. He's only a head and a half taller than the bar itself, so he gets a good close look. I'll have a mug of whatever you have on the tap, please and thank you. You fill a mug and slide it across the bar. He takes a deep swig, then promptly chokes and spits it across the surface of the bar. Bad? No, it isn't bad. It's downright disgusting. And in a classy place like this, I can hardly believe it. Mr. Town Guy shakes his head, eyebrows swaying. But I don't blame you. I blame that merchant and his little boat. If only there was somewhere nearby you could go to buy proper drinks. He reaches up very slowly and slides a map onto the countertop. Oh, no, I don't know much about that sort of thing. I'm just a regular farmer, maybe. Actually, Joe absently takes a sip of his drink and smacks his lips thoughtfully. You notice he doesn't spit it out. By crockery, how could I ever forget Moss Barrel Brewery? Joe Moss Barrel brews the finest drinks in Riverbottom, or my name isn't Tom Joe Guy. His brow furrows as he thinks back over the conversation. No, I don't. Surely you're mistaken. Who would I be if not Tim Jobman? You successfully recite the names back to him, and the sweat on his brow begins to drip. Yes, Joe, Tom, Town Guy, Townman, Joe Guy by birth. My parents were cruel. He watches closely to gauge your reaction, then throws up his hands in defeat. Stones and stumps, you've seen through my ruse. I'm sorry, it was my nephew's idea. Drum up a little business, you understand. We really are the best brewery around. I'll send you a few free barrels to prove it. Come on by if you want more. Seems we're in for a rainy night.
hope you get to see the Tavern Keepers Guild headquarters one day. You wouldn't believe your eyes.